Alrighty. Oh, I see I have no camera. What the heck? I should have tried this out real quick. One sec. How do I... Are you joking me? Alright, I'm going to use this. Hey! There's a face. Hello, everybody, again. Sorry, I didn't check my camera. And now, for whatever reason, the web camera I was using isn't working, so I'm just using like my built-in. So sorry about poor quality on this end. But is this better, everybody? I hope so. Let me do something here. Dun 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 dun. And I'm gonna quit out of that. Quit out of that. Okay, okay. I'm back. Finally warmed up, Heather. Yeah, Heather Fall, yes. I'm not frozen. Sweet. Okay, so what I've discovered is I just cannot do it through the browser. I don't know why that's causing me issues, and I don't know why I can't use my other camera. I'm gonna try here. Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. There it is. All right, now I'm too big. Whoa! Watch this. Whoa! Watch out. Whoop. Come on back. We're getting there. Ka-chow. And this is probably truly riveting to watch for everybody involved, I'm sure. Yeah, much better not frozen. Okay, good. Tracy, I thought you were telling me it was frozen. So, all right, I forgot what I was talking about now. I should just title these lives troubleshooting all of my tech problems that I have. Because I have a lot. But anyways, yes, good to see you all for sure. Giovanni Spanmandes, greetings from Brazil, buddy. Good to see someone else matches Brandon's chaotic energy in the family. I don't know about matches. I just hang on for dear life with Brandon. I think you'll find in my channel it's a little bit more relaxed and chill for sure. Sometimes I do feel pretty freaking good and on top of the world, but he has a way of turning that on like nobody else I know, except maybe Cam, I suppose. EasyBD, what are we doing today? I have really no goals. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I was out today. Something really fun is there has been a moose, so I'm doing building the ice house, which you guys will see in a few weeks, or hopefully if I get it done I don't fall in the water. Excuse me. And I kept hearing, it was like almost like horror movie style, so I may try editing that way. We'll see. I'm not a very good editor. But I kept hearing these crunching. So I'd be like shoveling. It's like crack, crunch. I'm not on a pond, so it's like on the shore, like trees. It's like, oh, it's got to be a moose out there. So I did go chase down a moose, and it was like, I was like, all right, if I see, a calf, a little baby moose, I'm just going to jet out of there because that is a dangerous spot to be. Moose are always dangerous, of course, but I was like, all right, let me see how close I can get without getting too close, of course. I am only a little bit stupid, not a lot of it, maybe a lot of it. And, of course, it started to kind of run off when I got too close, and then, boop, up pops a calf's head, so I just booked it out of there. So that was kind of fun. But anyways... Tracy, now you see me, now you don't. Yes. Heather Fall, no one can match Brandon's energy. Yeah, it's something else. I'm telling you guys, it is something else with Brandon. Blue, have I heard about the new How to Train Your Dragon movie? I have. I am so stinking pumped. I have loved all the How to Train Your Dragons. They kind of run together a little bit in my head. My favorite, spoiler alert, for anybody who's not seen them, I think it was the second one when the mom comes back into the picture and the dad, Stoic, comes, like, sees her for the first time, and she's just like apologizing. Oh my God. And he just, basically whatever. I don't know if he starts singing to her or just kisses her or what happens, but it was awesome. It was beautiful. I cry like almost every time. I'm getting chill bumps even just talking about it. But I do love How to Train Your Dragon. I've seen the short. I think it's just a teaser trailer. I don't know if there's more of a trailer, but I think it looks good. The CGI for the dragon feel like it looks like more realistic-ish, but it's very indicative of what the cartoon was as well. So I don't know. I'm pumped for it. But yeah, Captain Blue Matrix. What's my favorite color? Yeah, thank you. That means we are out of things to talk about. Favorite color right now It's got to be like an army green or something. But Jessica, do I hunt? I do hunt. I'm not very good at hunting. So I'm I wouldn't call myself a hunter yet, but I'm working on getting better at the hunt. So I got a caribou last year. I've got a mountain goat in the past. That's been like 3 years ago. And those are really my only big game animals I've gotten. Grouse, which is a little bird up here, if you didn't know, kind of like ptarmigan. Fish. They always say fishing and hunting, though. I don't feel like fishing is the same as hunting, obviously. Very different. But, how's the rink? Ruthius? Ruthius? That's really not right. Ruthius. How is the ice rink? Not good. We cleared it all off, and then I actually went back the day after to do a little more ice skating out there, and it was better. It had got warm, so there was like a little bit of water on top. I was like, this will be perfect. It'll refreeze like glassy smooth. But I haven't been out since, and it snowed twice since then. So now I've gone back, and it's just derelict. But man, I have so much to do. It's hard to travel out there and bring my either snowblower or my 4-wheeler to get stuff done. But oh, hey, Sam, 100, Sam, come on. Too generous. You don't have to do that. I just like to see you here, but of course I appreciate it. Good to see you as well, man. Jessica, you hunt too. You hunt bear, grouse too, fish too, deer, fox, and everything. I would love to trap a fox. I mean, I don't know. Generally around here, at least, you're trapping for fox. I don't know if people are going out and like plinking them off with whatever 30-06 or whatever you need to do that. But man, fox are so stinking pretty. Giovanni, I cannot get the name right. I'm so sorry. Spana Mendez. Which dragon would you choose to be your mount within the How to Train Your Dragon universe? I don't know. Toothless, of course, is the main one, but I can't even think of any of the other ones. I like the two-headed one. I think that's cool. I think the twins are kind of fun as well. So I'm going to go with the two-headed one. It'd be me and my wife because I don't have a twin. Although me and Brandon would be fun as well. Jessica, sorry, I got distracted by that because I do like How to Train a Dragon. But hunting, I'm glad you hunt. What is like the most greatest thing you have got that you were most proud of or had the best story or something with it? Annie Canelli. Annie Canelli. God, I'm bad with names. Blake, seeing you live just made your day. Hey, wonderful. Glad I could do that for somebody. AJ, how long have I lived in Alaska? Okay, so let's count it up. I never actually have. Not really. It's going to take too long. I have probably been in Alaska because I've moved back out and back. It's pretty normal around here. I don't know, 15 years? I think collectively 15 to 20 years would probably be a pretty good guess. Easy BD, best fast food. Ooh, goodness, best fast food. I'm going to have a few answers. So here, we don't have a ton of options. I'm not going to give you the best. I'm going to give you a lot of my favorites because I'm going to have a hard time choosing. So right off the bat, Chick-fil-A is always good. I love how fast their service is. I think their food is great. It's not like the best food in the world. Next has got to be Smash Burger. They got the greatest fast food burger, I think. I really like a Smash Burger, though, so that depends on your preference. And then I think I would have to go, it's not my favorite food. It's okay, but we have a Panda Express here, and in Alaska, at least, everything is expensive here. And they have the same prices when I traveled down to Arkansas earlier this year. They're the same prices in Arkansas as they are in Alaska, which is not the case. Like McDonald's up here is like twice the price of Arkansas. So I was shocked to see that. But you can get an unbelievable amount of protein from Panda Express. The only issue is most of their stuff is breaded and covered in sugar. So I do get a little sick of that sweetness for sure. But those are my top three. So I eat the most of Panda Express because that's what we have up here. We don't have a Smash Burger and we don't have a Chick-fil-A. But I like saving money, as you may or may not know about me. Heather Fall, I have a fox skull. Hey, come back here. On a shelf in my room. I love collecting bones. LOL, of course I clean them before using them as decor. I still have my goat skull frozen inside of its hide in my freezer, so I need to actually take care of that. Oh, I'm seeing, I think that was just a black speck in my eye. I thought something was on my light. That's awesome, though. Must be tiny. I feel like skulls are always smaller than you expect them to be when they're outside of the animal. Blue, I think you'd have the timberjack. Don't know what that means. Maybe it wasn't for me. Oh, is that the dragon maybe? Matthias, there's a bunch more dragons if you watch the Netflix series. Unaware there was a Netflix series, so maybe I should try that out. Is it? It's kind of tough. It's because I know that How to Train Your Dragons is for kids, but it's like it's a really good movie that kids can enjoy. But is the Netflix series the same way, or is it like this is a kids show that adults won't really enjoy? Not that it's a bad show. Captain Blue Matrix. Do I like Skyrim? Hadn't played it, man. Hadn't played it. I'm not a huge open world guy. I like Tears of the Kingdom and I like Breath of the Wild, and those are the only two open world games that I have enjoyed, but I have not played that many, if I'm being honest. Jessica, I started hunting a few years ago. I'm pretty young still. Yeah, same here. I don't know how young I am, but my dad is pretty good at hunting, but he didn't go hunting when I was a kid, so I hope my dad's watching this, and maybe he can throw a comment in or something, but I don't think he catches my lives. But if he does ever go back and watch this, I wish he had taken me hunting more. Now I don't live close to him, and he's got all into deer hunting and all the things that you can do down in Arkansas, and I'm jealous. So it's tough, in my opinion, to get into the hunting game if you don't have like some kind of guide. So I'm working on it off and on. Like last year, I took it pretty light. I didn't do much. But other years, I've gone, really tried moose hunting and stuff. I really, really want to get a moose, obviously for the meat mostly. I would love to do like some cooler hunts like bear and this and that, but man, a moose will fill your freezer up so good. Alrighty. Heather Fall, you find bones in the forest surrounding your house. You're one of those, are you a shed hunter? Shed hunting sounds pretty cool. I've never done that. I had a friend that did it. He wasn't really my friend. He was a coworker's husband, so I didn't know him that well. But she sent a picture of all of the shed antlers that they had gotten, and they had combined it into a Christmas tree, like an 8-foot tall. It was huge. It was awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, where is he finding all of these? I assume he was a shed hunter. He could have just been a poacher with a bunch of antlers. Sam Rooney, orange chicken. Yeah, orange chicken from Panda Express. Freaking good. That's my kid's favorite. Orange chicken or sesame chicken. I don't know which one they like more. Heather, in response to how many animals she has. I have a fox skull, bird skull, taxidermy spider. Never heard of a taxidermy spider before. Oh, I lost you there. And a few other taxidermy insects. I didn't know you taxidermied insects. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Tracy Salgado, do you like to cook in real life? It depends on how hungry I am. So I just got back, again, from working on the ice house stuff, and that's a good bit of physical labor. Oh, I hope you guys like that video. I really do. I'm loving making it, so hopefully it turns out good. But, and I was hungry, and I was like, I was a little bit early. Some things went wrong, so I had to come back a little earlier than expected. So I made an excellent homemade tomato soup, and my wife had made a loaf of bread, and so we had grilled cheese, like artisanal style, when you're it's got that artisanal bread, and my own homemade tomato soup, which is, I don't buy tomato soup anymore. It's silly. We've always got cans of like tomato sauce and tomato chunks or whatever, and you can make tomato soup out of. So I do love to cook, but it depends on how hungry I am and the mood I'm in to actually cook. I'm usually too full and like, I just need something. I just need some calories, I guess. That is the downside of trying to lift big, heavy weights in the gym, is chronically feeling like you're overeating is not my favorite. I used to love, and I do it sometimes. I'm such a bad boy. Just feeling hungry. So fasting is kind of like a treat as opposed to eating a bunch of dessert, although desserts are treats as well. I do like a brownie. I don't want to lie to you folks. Matthias, I like this series. I guess you're talking about the How to Train Your Dragon series. There's actually multiple series. It's been on a while since I watched them, though, so I can't say if they're made for both adult and kid audiences or mainly for the kids. I'll have to give it a shot. Thanks for answering, though. AJ, have you ever watched Outdoor Boys on YouTube? Yeah, I'm being very, let's be transparent here. A lot of what's coming onto my channel in the future in my head is based influenced heavily by Outdoor Boys. I think that guy is great. He does crazy awesome stuff. I've told this story before, but in case you didn't hear it, so I have a tenuous connection. I've not met the guy. I wish I did. But I don't like how crooked my hat looks. Oh, I went the wrong way. Is that right? Yeah, whatever. I sold a bit of land to a guy who moved up, didn't like the land, ended up selling that land to a different guy, but that same guy went and bought a cabin down in Trapper Creek, and I shouldn't dox this guy, I guess. But anyways, bought a cabin, and that cabin that you see in the Outdoors Boys, like, hey, we bought an abandoned cabin, and we're fixing it up. That was my past client's cabin. that he was living in. He's still kind of raw about that. He's always like, I wasn't abandoned, I was living there. But yeah, it's just and like a lot of stuff gets left out there. It's pretty normal, like selling cabins with like almost everything like that's on the property. That does happen pretty frequently, especially if you buy in the winter. Stuff's just like under snow and you're not getting it out, and if you don't care about it enough, it's like whatever. Sam Rooney, do you have a favorite music genre? I'm pretty bad about music, guys. I mostly listen to podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts. If I was going to pick one for all like my past life for a long time, my favorite like very specific genre has to be sad music. And I'm not a sad person at all, but I love, it's the most heartfelt, like one of my very, very favorite songs is You Said You Grow Old With Me. Oh, so good. The girlfriend dies, I'm assuming, by the song, and he's kind of like sad but also angry, like, why'd you leave? You said you grow out with me. I can't remember the words now, but anyways, that's a really good one. I'd have to pick that as my overall favorite, but it depends on how I'm feeling. I love Coulter Wall, which is, I think, like more classic country, because I don't like modern country at all. I used to think I hated all country. Pigeon-tailing off of that. That's not right. Dovetailing off of that. Bluegrass. When I hear bluegrass, in fact, I have a banjo right here that I cannot play in his way out of tune, so don't ask me. But I have the banjo. I love instruments. We're going to hang some instruments behind here. I still trying to fix this room up. I don't really play that much, but I just love instruments. But anyways, when I hear that bluegrass, it's like the South starts coming out of me, and I just start boogieing. In constant sorrow through his days. I dropped something. My powerful vocals made something fall off my desk there. Anyways, I like rap. I don't listen to enough of it, to be honest, because I kind of do get sick of it, but I like really fast rap. And I've been listening to a little bit. Again, I don't listen to much, but of course Eminem's always fun. What's his name? Tech Nine? Man, he's quick. I don't know. Something about like them just going really fast. I don't know if it's considered art or what, but them Venom with venom and eliminate him in other words. Anyways. Easy BD. Blake, are you bulking or cutting? I'm in a constant state of bulk. The cut ain't happening. When I'm maybe 285 or so, I'll consider doing a cut. But I have been trying to get up in weight for a long time. My issue is not that I can't eat enough. I can do that, although it's not fun and hard. I am massively inconsistent with my workouts. So to need to eat that much, I got to lift big, heavy weights, of course. So if I don't get in the big weights, then I just get fat, which I'm a little chunky right now. But that's okay. Tracy Salgado, have you ever run into a live animal that scared you in the woods? Heather. I'm reading a book, Tracy Salgado. Where are you from again? You've probably told me a million times. I apologize. The Heather. Oh, no, you were asking Heather. Oh, I'm so stupid sometimes. I'm assuming you're asking Heather. Maybe you're asking me, but I'm reading a book called Howl's Moving Castle, and they talk about the grass as the heather. So I don't know if that was for me or for someone named Heather, Tracy. But anyways, thought that was funny. What was the question? Oh, if I ran into the live animal. Oh, yeah, Heather's the one finding bones. Goodness. Come on, guys. This guy's an idiot sometimes. Yeah, I told my moose story, though, so I don't need to tell that again. They were asking Heather. With eyes, of course, you definitely should check it out if you want to. Yes, check out the How to Train Your Dragons TV show. Brianna, hello. Oh, here we go. Heather's answer to the question. Nobody was asking me. Nobody's asking me anything. So, I've got that narcissistic streak in me, thinking everything's about me or something. I've run into deers, foxes, and coyotes, but there isn't many scary animals in my area. Well, that's nice. Coyotes, I guess. Coyotes. What do you guys think? Coyotes or coyotes? I've always called them coyotes. Brianna watching for a live. Thanks for coming out. Super fun. I love doing lives. Randy Flashlight, you're a better singer than Brandon. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I think it's hard to say who's better on singing. That's a real up to preference. I don't know. I love singing. I've told this already, but when I've started trying to do karaoke more often, and it's really tough to pull it together. I am not like, if I went on stage or on music, like I would have no idea what to do. Theodore, I'm lagging a bunch. Darn it. Randy's flashlight, thank God it's not just me. Lagging. Tracy, yeah, but I can answer too. I had my moose run in today, Tracy, about live animals. I haven't had anything too scary. I've talked before about like going down to Hawaii and swimming with the turtles, and just the size of them kind of scares me. They're like really nice, as far as I know. I don't think a turtle's going to kill you, but just big animals in general scare me. But I've not had anything too terrifying. Ethan Butterworth, good to see you, man. You've missed nothing. I've been talking about absolutely nothing, but it's fun. What is it about? Yeah, again, we're talking about nothing. You got questions, I got answers. You got stories, I'll listen to them. Well, I'll read them, and then we'll all listen to them. Dylan, hey, man. Jeffrey Dahmer, what a name choice. Do you actually like doing videos with Brandon? Loaded question. Overall, yes. I think I get in my head too much. The videos themselves are excellent and good fun. I think there's a lot of, being with someone who's really, really good at what they're doing and very, very funny that I'm trying to keep up. And you're also putting yourself out there. Like if we were just doing things for fun and there was no video and we're not making anything, it's an obvious yes. But I get in my head of like, am I saying enough? Am I doing enough? So that sometimes ruins it for myself. Nothing Brandon does, of course, but I'm getting in a better spot with that. I've not done a ton, so I'm learning. But yeah, overall, yes, I love doing them. It's a ton of fun. Giovanni, when I was younger, one of my neighbors worked in taxidermy. I once had to babysit his youngest son, and man, think of scary house for a guy who was 13 at the time. I would have assumed Giovanni is a girl. Is that not a girl name? Isn't Giovanni a girl name? I'm sorry if that's offensive. I say a lot of offensive things, it turns out. I don't realize until after I've said them. Yeah, a house full of taxidermy. I can imagine, especially if he's doing them weird poses. It all depends on and how good he is. If there's like hide falling off the nose, you're like, that guy's not very good. Randy's flashlight, Tracy. Bum, 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 bum. Randy's flashlight. How often do I play the piano? Everything's backwards. It always gets me. Not at all. Not at all. That's actually for my kids. My wife shoved it in here, and I'm very unhappy about it. I have to move it all around. And every time I move it, I think, oh, this shouldn't be here. I don't know where else to put it, though. I've taken over our guest room, so what do I have to say? Well, Dylan, you've got a question. Do you ever feel left out the way you're doing a video with Cameron and Brandon? I feel like a left out's maybe the wrong way. I feel like a third wheel. Brandon and Cameron are really good friends, and they work really good together, and they've worked together for a very long time. So I'm coming in, fresh meat. Yes, I know Brandon, but we have not hung out in a long time. I hadn't seen him for years before we did that first video. And we get along well and everything. We like each other, so I'm not saying that. But there is definitely a lot of like, again, getting in my head of like, do I say a joke now? Do I like cut somebody off when there's three of us? And they've got their thing going. They've got like really, really good synergy. And I don't think I have the same, if we're being honest. I like the videos that I'm in, and I think they turn out good. And I'm all positive about that. But overall, it's just a totally different dynamic. Heather Fall, I've seen your vids of you and Brandon, and I think you're doing amazing. Oh, well, thank you. I love the vids with you in them. Well, thank you very much. I need that. Brandon's shirt he had on the last video. Oh, Ethan, yeah, the Diddy Party one. Yeah, we got a lot of hate comments about that. It's like, that's not funny. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of the point of funny is to be offensive. Oz, cats or dogs? I don't know if that's for me, but I'm going to answer dogs. Cats are, my wife's allergic to cats. I've never had a cat in my life. We had a really cool, I take it all back. I'm a liar and a cheat. We had a cat when I was young. It was an outdoor cat. When I lived down south, don't worry. I don't think you can have outdoor cats here in Alaska. I don't think they would survive. But Panther, which is, I don't know if the most inspired name, but jet black, just like an awesome hunter. And the more I learn about cats, I think they're all awesome hunters, but that was my like up front, like just would get all kinds of birds and would rip out their little organs and leave the organs on the front step for us as like an offering. It's like, come on. It's like, yeah, I can respect that. But now I just have dogs because I can't have a cat, and I don't really want one if I'm being honest. Giovanni, it's an Italian name, translates to John, and yeah, it's for both genders, but I'm a boy. Well, good to know. Thank you. Sorry if I offended you. You seem cool though, so you're probably not. Ruthius, good God. Something about your name. It did not roll off my tongue. From the reading to the brain to the tongue, it ain't connecting. Giovanni is a dude in Pokemon and who's the leader of Team Rocket. Oh, haven't heard or met of a woman with that name, but I guess it's possible. I don't know. I just say things sometimes, guys. Alrighty. Ethan Butter, how long is it traveling from Alaska to Brandon's? Well, I go by air, of course. And it's not too bad. It's usually 2 flights. Stop off in Seattle and then to California. how long is it? I think it's a 4-hour flight and a 2-hour flight, and then a layover, of course. So it's an all-day thing still, but whatever. All total like 12 hours. Willie Smells, thanks so much. $2, awesome. Sounds like the perfect cat. So why no cat? Well, I live in Alaska now, Willie, and it's way too cold. My wife's allergic, so we can't have him in the house, and we can't have him out of the house. I'm a real estate agent, of course. I've said that 100 times too. I show houses, and sometimes people leave their cats out, and that is when I get my cat interaction. And to be honest, I make jokes about cats not liking people, and I don't like cats, but I've met plenty of really nice, sweet cats that are so cute. So I'm sure I would love a cat if I had one. I really love all animals. However, I don't have time for all animals, and I don't want to spend the money on all animals. Those are the two big things. So I have dogs. I have 2 dogs, and I hope to have no more. 2 or less. And maybe after one goes, we'll stick with one. And then maybe after both goes, we'll stick with 0. You just got a lot of responsibilities. And pets always get the short end of the stick because they're low on the priority list. Like if I'm choosing priorities, everybody's going to be different. I will judge you if you think it's different than this, though. But my wife and kids are more important to me than the pets. So if I've not spent enough time with them, then it's, again, I got work and all these other things that take up time. It's like a lot of times pets can get to the bottom rung and nobody spends any time with them and they hate their lives. Well, I hope not. But our dogs, we play with them pretty well. And actually today we're going to dog training with Poppy, which is week 4 of 6 for smell training to be able to find stuff with their schnoots. Heather Fall. One of my cats brought in a chipmunk and proceeded to decapitate it and leave it at the foot of my bed. That's pretty metal. That's pretty metal. Come on, Heather. Were you grossed out by it, or were you like, respect where respect is earned, baby? Annie, you're in Seattle. Hey, well, I come close to you every few months. Randy's flashlight. Seattle is so scary. I don't know. I don't leave the airport. It's not scary in the airport. I like the airport, actually. Hey, Senior Spookfest. Good to see you, man. Tracy Salgado, get a goldfish. Yeah, again, I have 2 dogs. I'm good with 2 dogs. The goldfish are probably low maintenance, for sure, but it's still maintenance and things I have to think about. In fact, I'm supposed to be maintaining a fire right now. So give me 1 second, guys. I got to go turn my fire down. It's going to roast me out of here. I let that go too long. It's 89 degrees in the in the second living space with the fire, so that got a little bit much. Senior Spookfest, you want a flying squirrel or a sugar baby? I think you mean a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. What's a sugar baby? Is that an actual thing though? Tracy Salgado, I have 1 cat. She's so mean and doesn't like people, barely tolerates me. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I don't want to take that risk and get a cat that doesn't like me. That's why I like dogs, is almost all of them. I do have 1 dog that's a little iffy. She doesn't love me, I wouldn't say. But they're there for me. I want to feel special. I'm paying for you. I'm feeding you. I'm grooming you. I'm doing all these things for you. I don't want you to hate me. That's what I worry about with cats. Jeffrey Dahmer, what do you think about Brandon doing all the dangerous stunts? And does he actually get hurt? Yes, he does get hurt. He is incredibly resilient. I pin it to his size. So the most hurt I've seen him personally is when he did the non-slip video with all the lube, and he was in the wheelchair, and he fell off of the table. The table was on the wheelchair, and he fell off. He hit the bucket and scuffed himself up pretty good. It wasn't like life danger. I don't know. It was just kind of like, if you guys could see the behind the scenes, it's like, I just got to go for it. And I'm like, should I let this happen? You're obviously going to get hurt here. But yeah, anytime I've been like, hey, do you mind if I throw you? He's like, of course. Yeah, go right ahead. So he bounces back, man. And he's not young. And when you get 30, things start to get creaky. So I don't know if he feels that more or what, but like, I don't want to do a lot of the things they're doing for sure. But I take some spills and I get hurt a little bit. Giovanni, my cat likes to leave cockroaches in my bed. That's how he pays the rent, I guess. Yeah, if he takes care of the cockroaches. You live in like a big city or something? I was shocked when I went to Dallas. We were vacationing in Dallas for a little bit, and we stayed at an Airbnb, and they had, which Airbnbs are kind of hit or miss, and it was like a big apartment building kind of thing. And anyways, they had to spray for cockroaches. I just realized how thirsty I am back in my throat, and I got distracted. Anyways, I had spray for cockroaches, and it was like, all right, I had to get a hold of the host, be like, listen, I don't want to be here when they're spraying chemicals for cockroaches. But the more research I did, it was kind of like in a big city, there's cockroaches. Like, you just can't get away from it, no matter what you do. So maybe it wasn't a disgusting place. I think I ended up giving a 4-star. I really thought hard about it. And I was like, instead of 5, I gave 4. And that's probably the meanest I've ever been on something like that. Randy's flashlight. Brandon has a P.O. box. Yeah, send him something. I think I missed the context of that. Oh, Randy's flashlight. My cat's name is Satan. See? You know, I'm just saying, if you're going to name it Satan, why even have it as a pet? Tracy asks, is Satan the mean or the sweetest cat you'd ever meet? Yeah, I'm also very curious about that, Randy. Oh, Satan is a sweetie. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Mason, how are you? I am good. Thanks for asking. Feeling pretty good today, but yeah, got to be outside, do some physical stuff, and that's always fun for me. So I hope you're doing as well as well. I hope you're doing well as well. Heather Fall, I have 3 cats and learned that any noise I hear at night is most likely my cats. That's also not good. Another reason not to get a cat. What if a robber comes in and you're like, just the cats. Broly, hi Blake, I'm a big fan of you and Cam and Brandon. Thank you for making me laugh every day. Well, good. Broly, I get stuck sometimes. Broly, I can't stop saying it. I gotta say it. I hope you laugh a lot. I try my best. I do my best. Not always. Senior Spookfest. They definitely get hurt. Cam too. Sometimes the axes and swords, like, oh boy. Yeah. Sometimes I watch the stuff I'm not in even. I'm like, he's like holding a can and takes it away like a second before Cam has like smashed an axe on something. I'm like, I'm hoping there's some editing magic that's like, well, maybe that was not as close as they make it to seem, or maybe they at least discuss like, hey, I'm going to remove my hand and then you swing. But it seems very organic and scares me with that stuff. It's kind of a weird world, man, this YouTube thing. You do a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Like, wait, have you guys seen the self-defense? That's come out. Yeah. That was one of the first videos I did. Yeah, that's come out. Shooting the what are they called? It's not a gun. They don't call it a gun. It's like an air projectile thing. Sorry, guys. Again, I sometimes get stuck. Anyways, I shot that indoors, and I wasn't even, like, thinking about it. I didn't have safety glasses on. I was like, man, that could have ricocheted right into my eye. That would have sucked. But yeah, you're just doing crazier and crazier things, which can be a bad deal, of course. But anyways. Rose, should I send Brandon a bottle of skunk spray, but with 2 T's, label it as some stink away? Yeah, I'm sure he's going to believe that. Be like, oh, stink away. And he's going to spray it all over the house. Randy likes it though, Rose. I just liked the best thing about that was the pun of having butt with 2 T's. So I appreciate that very much. Zach, hey man, nothing much is up at all. Maddie West, hey, you're so funny. I love you and Brandon so much. Well, good. Thank you very much. Maddie, I don't know you, so I'd hate to say I love you back and not mean it. That would just be dishonest. Right. Mason also loves us and thinks we're funny. Man, thanks, Mason. You're the man. Alrighty. Randy Slash, I'm curious what Cam is like in real life. Cam is I would say, of all 3 of us, if you met all 3 of us, I don't know. I think Cam is most like what he is he's always that. He's one of the most interesting people I've met, for sure. I like Brandon a lot too, and he's also really cool in different ways. But Cam like doesn't sleep much. I don't know. I told him that when I went back the second time, I was like, hey, I saw Cam for the first time. I was like, man, I've been thinking about you a lot. He's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, he just lives this really strange life. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying that. But very, very different from me. And yeah, he is always like high energy. I don't know, he's easy to be around. Fun guy. Cam's super cool. April, $2. Thank you so much. I'm glad I was able to hang out today too. So I said this on the first chat that I started or live, but just so you guys know, Wednesdays at 1 is when we'll be going live from now on, just once a week, 5 times a week. Ended up being minimum 5 hours, but probably closer to like 7 hours if you add in the prep time and stuff. And 7 hours is enough time for me to do like 2 short videos or 1 long video of my actual videos. And while I do love doing these lives, it was one day that I just got so busy on last Thursday that I didn't have time to go live. And then afterwards, I was like, you know what? It's just too much. It's too much for everything. Maybe I can get back to doing more, but cannot do it right now. So once a week live for an hour. I think is plenty, guys. I don't have that much to talk about. Ethan Butterworth, we're making cards for famous people. We're fans. I'm having a hard time reading this. I'm going to just read it and then see if I understand what I'm saying. We're making cards for famous people we're fans of in English class. Could I make one for Brandon and Cam and send it to you guys? Sure. I don't know where to send it. So if, I guess he's got a P.O. box. I don't know what that is. Somebody, I don't know. Is that bad to put it in chat? Maybe I shouldn't ask for that. Give like the link of where to find that. I don't know where you'd send it. That's my bad. Alrighty. Senior Spookfest. I definitely do stuff I shouldn't. Haha. YouTube is fun. Though, ghost investigation a lot. Yes. Oh, yeah. I saw that, I'm going to say, quote-unquote, Senior Spookfest. The dire wolf, the big wolf. Wolves are, like, really freaking big. So there was not enough context in that, I would say. And I am a skeptical person. So you take this as you will. I just want to talk about it with you. But big wolf, small dog, like, if that dog was 40 pounds... You look at the wolf, and I'm like trying to compare. Even if the wolf was like 120 pounds, it would make sense. So I don't know. Also, I thought, let's Google this. Where's Google at? Google, come here. How big were dire wolves? I thought dire wolves weren't actually that big. Yeah. Shoulder height of about 3 feet and body weight of around 130 to 150 pounds, which would be very, very similar to a modern like gray wolf, I think. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird stuff out there, but I would say that video was not proof enough for me. That's all. That's the only point I'm making here. I had to back up here a little bit because Mason complimented my beard. Thank you. Check this thing out. Oh, yes. Hate to hide that behind a mic all the time. All right, let's get back to where we were. Ethan, I wish I could meet Cam. He's awesome. He is awesome. I'm so lucky I get to meet him. I realize this is, you guys are going to be mad at me here. I was not like a huge fan of Brandon and Cam. Again, I like Brandon. He's my cousin, but it's different. So I imagine like me being able to go down there and visit with them and shoot videos with them is a lot of people's dreams. That's pretty great. And I do enjoy it. So I'm not taking it for granted or anything, but I don't know, just fun. Okay, Broly, non-spillable products. My bad. Oh, I missed the first comment. Sorry. My bad. Jaron, hello. And Doran, hello to you. Sam Rooney, glad to hear you're not overdoing it, man. Wednesday lives. Woohoo. Yeah. And you guys, how much time do you guys have? You can't be listening to me for 5 hours a week. That's too much. And a Sunday video. Alrighty. Senior Spookfest, yeah, it could just be a huge wolf. It definitely could be. The biggest wolf, I think on record, is 250 pounds, which I am I almost had to think about it. I'm less than 220 now, probably 220 with clothes. So 220 pounds, so you got like 30 extra pounds, and they're like super, super fluffy. I think people, I don't know, I think you'd see it and think it was a bear. I think if you saw a 250 wolf, you'd think it was like a 325 or 350 wolf. And my reasoning for that is I've got a buddy who traps wolves, and he had this awesome shot of him holding up a big wolf that he caught, and a biologist was like, hey, oh, by the way, everybody, last time we were having a problem where my mic was only going to one headphone. Just let me know if it's going to both. It looks like it is on my end, but I can't tell. So anyways, biologist reached out to the guy with the wolf picture. He's like, hey, do you mind if I use this picture? I'm like doing a little like experiment, I guess you could call it. And so he sent it to biologists and people. Maybe he just put it in a Facebook group or something, that biologist. I can't remember what he did. But he took this picture and said, guess how much that wolf weighs. And the answers were like all over the place. And some as high as like 250, but most of them were like 175 to 200 pounds. The wolf was like 100 pounds. And he's like, it was like a good-sized wolf, but most wolves are like 100, 125. Like they're not the big 250s. Like that's a monster, again, record, biggest one ever. But the fur in this case is super misleading. And his point was like, do you think I could even hold a wolf up that was 250 pounds? And I think he could. I think that guy's strong. But it would be a lot harder. His face would be strained. Mason, I'm the man. Thank you. Mason, I like you a lot. Why don't you stick around more often? Just every now and again, if you could just spice in some compliments for me. Oh, that'd be great. Appreciate it very much. Randy's Flashlight, what's your opinion about Great Danes? I don't have too much of an opinion. They're huge. I think they're cool. In a lot of ways, I always want like the biggest or the smallest or the fastest or the slowest or this or that, like the most extreme of a breed when I'm looking. And so it's cool to have like the tallest, I guess, at the shoulder. I think the Irish Wolfhound is like technically the longest, which those are so cool. So, but they're just, big dogs are harder, man. You know, like if they like push up against somebody, it means a lot more than a little 7-pound poodle pushing up against somebody, with kids and everything. So I'm actually leaning more and more towards smaller breeds. Poppy is 40 pounds. That's our big dog. And I think 40 or less, man. I think a good like 25 pounder here in Alaska. I don't want a dog so small that gets cold really fast. That's like the danger point. I think a 25 pounder with a good fur coat would do fine though. Anyways, Senior Spookfest. Brandon definitely funny. Watched him since he was in his car eating weird things. Yeah, things have changed a lot for Brandon. That's funny. That's funny. Janice Ekabadia. Here I go again. First time catching a live. Hey, welcome. Usually have time to watch the video after it's over. Well, I'm glad that you made it. You can say whatever you want now, and I will try to respond to it. Senior Spookfest. Yeah, it's a big wolf. It's a big wolf. I want to find a picture. I think I can screen share with this new setup I have, but I can't figure anything out. Wow. All right, Broly, how long does it take to do a video with Brandon? How long does it take him to edit it? So I don't know about the editing. Brandon does not edit all of his videos anymore. He still edits quite a few as far as I know. Shooting the videos, it can be anywhere from an hour, I'd say almost minimum an hour for his stuff, to the longest one I was a part of was the Dare video, which total I think was like 6 hours, but we stopped for like an hour or two to eat dinner and take breaks and things, so like actual footage. I know that if I have like 30 minutes to an hour, it's taking me like 3 or 4 hours to edit personally, or 2 to 3 hours. So I would assume, these probably faster, but I would assume however long the raw footage is, like times it by 2 or 3, is probably a pretty good estimate. I've heard a lot of people that every minute is an hour. Every minute of finished is an hour. You know, so if they have a 15-minute video, that's been 15 minutes of editing, which is wild. EasyBD, you can make a P.O. box, please. I'd love to send you salmon. Oh, yeah, I should. Let me write it down. Sorry, guys. If I don't write it down, it's not happening. So you guys are just going to have to wait. Get a P.O. box. Okay, it's there. I want to see that salmon. Giovanni, it makes you think, if wolf equals danger, then why wolf fluffy? You're asking the real questions here, Giovanni. Thank you so much for your service. Oh, wolf so fluffy. I know I'd also like to trap a wolf or something. I had a buddy who was a trapper, different buddy than the other buddy I was just talking about, but he is a pilot, and his son, who basically, and you guys, if you have kids, you'll understand this, started getting into like wanting to trap. And he's like, whatever you want to do. So he used to trap. He started trapping again. He's a pilot. So he started flying out to his trap lines he would fly out to, which I'm like, come on. This guy's living the Alaskan dream. For Rizzle, my nizzle, extra salt upon the grizzle. But he, like, within like a week or two had got a Wolverine, which Wolverine are like exceedingly rare as far as I know. So I've certainly never seen a Wolverine in the wild. I've never even seen a wolf in the wild, and they're a lot more common. So I need to be in the wild more often is what I learned from that. But caught a Wolverine, and he said he thought it was a wolf. When he's flying over, he lands, goes back to it, and it was trapped by the foot. Yeah, trapped by 1 foot, I believe. And, you know, they're on a chain. Anyways, he said, like, as far as that chain would reach, the radius, everything was destroyed. Like, just absolutely destroyed. Wolverines are known for being, like, little monsters. As far as I know, this is, I've heard this may not be true, but the only thing that can kind of back a bear up to scare them is a Wolverine, which they're not even that big. What are they, like 40, 60 pounds or something? But they're mean little tuckers. Heather Fall, Danger Fluff. Ash Tucker, smaller breeds live longer usually too. I don't know if that's a good thing. It depends on how much you like your dog. That sounded pretty rough, man. I don't want my dogs to die, but sometimes it's like, life without a dog would be a little more simple. I'm not going to kill my dogs. Don't worry, people. I do love them. Hey, Sam, thanks for hanging out. I will have a raise. Oh, it's bedtime. Good night. Good night. Well, I'm glad you're able to catch it. Bedtime in Ireland, if anybody's wondering. Randy's flashlight. I have a family with a massive golden retriever who's aggressive but absolutely loves me for whatever reason. He just chills by my feet anytime I'm there. Well, that's good. Here's a fun story about aggressive dogs chilling. I went to a listing appointment, which is for real estate. Again, remind anybody who doesn't know. If you got anybody in the Fairbanks, Alaska area that needs to buy or sell a house, send them right over to me. But this was actually down south. I was going to an appointment to sell somebody's house, and you go and check the house out. And anyways, we end up sitting on the couch, talk a little more. And I sit on the couch, and they have like 2 big dogs that come up. They're laying on the couch. I'm like petting them, super chill, nice, whatever. I didn't think too much about it until the owner is like, super strange. You must be good. You must be a good one. They usually, they're biters or something like that. Like they don't like anybody. And I was like, maybe you could have warned me. I'm glad they didn't bite me. But the fact still remains, you let them get real close. And I was putting my little fingies. I only got 10 of them out there. Could have lost one. Ethan Butterworth, Deadpool, and Wolverine. Oh, yeah. I was talking about Wolverines. Got opinion on that, Ethan? I didn't love it. You're not asking me for my opinion. I was just okay with it. I don't know if it was just because when the first Deadpool came out, it was so, like, almost shocking of, like, oh, my gosh, R-rated Marvel and just hilariously sarcastic and all that. I felt like it was a little too much for Deadpool and Wolverine. But it's just me. If you liked it, I don't care. Jackson, man, what up, Mr. Wristlock God? Check these bad boys out. You can't wristlock these. If you try to wristlock me, you're wristlocking it back, baby. Yeah. Good to see you, Jax. Senior Spookfest likes that beaver fur. Let me get in close. He likes that beaver fur. We know what beaver you're talking about. David Westlake, my Palm Chew mix got to 12 before she went missing. Sometimes they just go off. Her name, and then it dropped off, David. So I don't know if you said. Oh, was Missy. There we go. Her name was Missy. Sorry, Missy. Sometimes when it's their time to go, they do go off and die on their own. I don't know if that could be it. Sorry for your loss, though, of course. The fall Wolverines are the North American honey badgers. Are they? They're not the same thing, though, right? Because I have honestly thought, like, what's the honey badgers do seem very, very similar. All right, Burley, what's your favorite thing to do when you're on your free time? Recently, all free time pretty much goes to play video games, and I don't want to say all, and reading, pretty much. I don't have a ton of free time, so that's kind of a weird one. But the thing I try to get everything else done for is like, hey, I want to sit down and play little video games at the end of the night. I don't get that every time, though. But a lot of the stuff I do, it's got free time's a weird. I think I don't like the word free time because I feel like a lot of my life is, I'm planning what I want to do. So even selling real estate has its ups and downs, but it's fun. It's a good thing to do. Shooting videos, it's all fun. So is it my free time? Like, no, I need to do these to like upload a new video to YouTube, but they're also like enjoyable for me. So I get most of my contentment from not my free time, from work. I think that's true for most. Alrighty. Hey, Roz. Good to see you. All right, Giovanni, have you seen that video where the guy simply scoops up a honey badger? Yes, I have seen that. Oh, sorry. I forget to read out loud. Honey badger, or what's supposed to be a honey badger from the ground, is all comments were like, hey, mad respect. Like he was throwing him over the fence or something. I forgot why he got him. I don't know if they were a little drunk or something. Were they Irish or something? I feel like they were not American. I was going to say foreign, but a lot of you guys are not from America. The U.S. of good old A. Yeah, I thought that was wild. Randy's flashlight. My current dog is a border collie and poodle mix. Her name is Birdie, and she is very pretty, but not very well trained. Here's the thing. Do you have the poodle mix that actually does not shed, or do you have to groom them? Because what I have found is my dogs are mostly poodle. They are mixed, but they're mostly poodle, so they don't shed, which I love. I love not shedding. It is so great. However, the hair maintenance is so much work. Still worth it, I think, and the fact that my wife does a lot of the hair maintenance. Like I think she's trimming my dog's eyes, getting the hair out of her eyes right now. So thank you so much, wifey, if you're watching this now or even in the future. I love you very much. But there's a lot of people who get those poodle mixes and don't realize that they don't all, like if you've got enough of the other breed in there, they're still shedding, and you still have to maintain the coat. Like their coat is getting longer, kind of like hair, but it also has some shedding. It's like the worst of both worlds. Heather Fall, no, Wolverines aren't in the same family as honey badgers. Okay, I know they look different. Honey badgers are like lighter and have like, don't they have like stripes down their back or something? Or now I think of a skunk. Ethan, can I say hi to you? Hi for me to Brandon and Cam. Ethan, I will try to remember. I have to give somebody told me to give Brandon a wet willy, so I'm going to try and remember to do that at least. But I'll say, hey, Ethan says hi. And you know what he'll say? Probably nothing, because you're not there. So whatever he says will be totally meaningless, but I'll try to remember. Roz has 2 golden retrievers and a German Shepherd. Very nice. I had a golden retriever, golden yellow lab. You know, that seems a little bit prejudice. You know, a yellow lab and then a golden retriever. I know golden retrievers are better looking dogs. They're like the supermodel of the dog species. Species is the wrong word. Tell me what it's called. The dog breeds. Thank you. They're like the supermodels of the dog breeds. But, I mean, if you're calling one golden and they're the same color, and then labs, you're like, man, you guys are just hunting dogs. You're working dogs. You're just yellow. You're yellow. And we're over here with golden. And you're running. And those golden retrievers with their long fur. Anyways, I love golden retrievers. I was saying I had one. I loved it. And they just, it's the dog breed. I haven't had a ton of dogs. But I've interacted with as many as I can get my hands on. I do like dogs. They just seem like a lot of dogs are easy to train, this or that, and they're maybe easier or harder. But golden retrievers, like, they wanted to make you happy. They like wanted to, if you wanted them to do something, they were upset with themselves if they couldn't do it for you. Like, it was the easiest thing to train. Also, like, almost to a detriment. If you raised your voice in the wrong way at the wrong thing, she would just train the other way to never do that thing again. You're like, no, I want you to do this thing. I just got mad or whatever. But Randy Slashite, she needs to be groomed, but she doesn't shed any. Okay, yeah, because I've got my sister-in-law's got a, not collie, Australian Shepherd poodle mixes, and they're not too bad, but they do shed and they do need groomed. It's like, man, that sucks. Broly, so you like video games. What's your favorite to play? Mine are mostly like Marvel and Dragon Ball Z games. No, my favorite like all-time game is certainly Tears of the Kingdom. Right now, I was just talking about it. I'm playing Wario Land 4 from the Game Boy Advance that came out on the Switch, and I'm loving it because I played that when I was a kid. If I was to pick a genre that I like the most, I'd like Metroidvanias, like Metroid Dread. Loved it. Blasphemous. Fun game that had kind of more like Dark Souls-like, as they call it, elements with the combat, which is also a ton of fun. EasyBD, what's a wild animal that isn't a pet that you would love to own? I think we've talked about foxes a lot. I think a fox would be really cool. Yeah, I think a fox would be a cool pet to have, if it wasn't like dangerous and illegal in Alaska, at least. Alrighty. Aaron Burr, favorite food. This is tough. I'm trying to think if I could just pick one thing. I used to say sushi. Like, that's a group of food. You can have like so many different varieties of sushi. I think I'm going to stick with sushi. Like, if we're thinking of like things, like I like burgers, I like tacos, all the things. But if I could eat it every day, I do breakfast, lunch, and dinner on sushi. I think I'd be totally fine with that. I don't know if I'd get mercury poisoning, though, from so much raw fish. I don't think my body's ready for that. Randy's flashlight, you got to clean your kitchen. Gross. Oh, your Wi-Fi's bad. You're letting us know. I got to do better about reading the whole comment here. Sorry, fellas and ladies. Giovanni plays Salt and Sanctuary. I've heard of that one. I don't know. I'm not in the mood. Giovanni. Don't make me. I want to get a game. I just have a lot to do. It goes in and out. So I want to have a game that that sun's shining on me. It's nice and warm. I want to have a game that I'm just like super pumped. I can't wait for it to come out. When it releases, I just like want to play like 10 hours in a row of it, which I don't generally have that much time to play in one sitting, but sometimes I just totally lose my train of thought. So I have been like kind of looking for a different game and this and that, and I don't know. I just probably means I'm busy and I have other things on my mind, and so I'm not excited about playing games currently. Ethan, I have a Switch. What games do you recommend? Depends on what you like, Ethan. Let me know quick because I'm going to be going here in a few minutes. But what kind of games do you generally like? And I will try to recommend some that you haven't played yet. Randy's flashlight foxes are little hellions. They are known for destroying furniture. Yeah, I don't actually want one, but I used to hyperfixate on getting one someday. Oh, see, that's the fox thing. You know, a lot of furries are out there wanting to be foxes. I don't know what the thing like the fox tails and stuff. So I don't know. People own foxes, and they apparently laugh. You should watch a video of it. What does the fox say? I have watched some videos of what they say. I got real curious after that song came out. April, sushi, yes. Yeah. Sushi's the bomb. Sushi's the bomb. If you guys had to choose. Yeah. Food groups are hard, man. Food groups are hard because there's so much. I keep thinking burgers, tacos, sushi. Like, those are my three options. But there's a lot of other things you could be eating. You could have soups. You could have enchiladas. I don't know. A few comments said it was lagging. So you're just going to have to deal with it. I can't help it. I'm doing the best I can over here. Randy's flashlight is a furry. Mine isn't a foxo. He's a goofy little alien. All right. Well, I don't understand how furries work, obviously. I didn't know you could be an alien, but I guess you can be whatever you want. And so is Heather, out there finding skulls, doing weird furry things. Alrighty, guys. I'm trying to get off before I offend the whole furry nation here. My bad if I did already. But I will let you go. Good to talk with you all. And I'm going to end this when I figure out